everyone. Myself Snehal Tapasvi. I am a biology faculty. Today I am going to teach you a very important topic in respect of your NEET examination, and that is life cycle of malarial parasite Plasmodium. So we have this topic in the chapter Human Health and Diseases. We know in this chapter we have all the basics of immunology as well as various types of the communicable and the non-communicable diseases. So basically malaria comes under the communicable part of the disease. This disease is caused by a very smallest of small organism. It is actually a protozoa. It is a neither virus nor a bacteria. Then what it is a protista. Okay. We know about the 5 kingdom classification. We have already learned it about 5 kingdom classification in 11th standard. So protista is a group of organisms which possess unicellular eukaryotic organism. So this small organism cause this dreadful disease to the human, but the property of this organism is it's a vector-borne disease. This organism causes the disease by using a vector. What is vector? Vector is nothing but the carrying organism, the one which carries the disease causing organism to the host. Now who is the host here? Host is the human body, right? So half of the life cycle of this malarial parasite happens inside the body of mosquito, specifically female Anopheles mosquito, and half of the life cycle is completed in the human body. How it is completed, that is what we are going to discuss in detail today. Okay, why only female mosquito? Why not male mosquito? See, female mosquito has to lay the eggs, right? So for that, it has to have calcium rich diet. That calcium is provided by the human blood, warm human blood. So female mosquito feeds on the human blood while the male mosquito feeds on the plant cell. So is the disease causing agent over here? Female Anopheles mosquito. Now for disease, there are different species of this variants of this Plasmodium, that is Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovalis, Plasmodium malariae and Plasmodium falciparum. Okay, this disease causing agent, out of all these three, Plasmodium falciparum is the most dreadful one because it causes the lethal or the fatal condition. It causes malignancy due to this malarial infection. कैसे याद रखना है इस चीज को? सी, जिसका नाम बड़ा है वो ज़्यादा dangerous है. Alright? So Plasmodium falciparum is the one which causes very chronic conditions in the human beings. Now let us learn about the life cycle of this malarial parasite. As I said, half of the life cycle is completed in the body of the mosquito, while half of the life cycle is completed in the human body. So half life cycle where the processes takes place here, the mosquito is said to be primary recipient because the start of the infection happens in the body of the mosquito, while human body is said to be secondary recipient. Human body acts as secondary recipient. Now which cells are going to get infected with the Plasmodium? Basically they are hepatic cells, the cells of your liver, and the second cells are nothing but the erythrocytes. Okay, and one more thing you need to understand is Plasmodium can undergo asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. So the sexual reproduction part occurs inside the body of mosquito, while the asexual reproduction part happens inside the body of the human cell. Now understand this. Suppose there is a female Anopheles mosquito who is already having the disease causing agents, sporozoites, in the salivary gland. When that mosquito bites the human in any way, so here the sporozoites are transferred into the blood of that human being. So when the sporozoites, when that mosquito bites, during the sucking action of that blood, some sporozoites from the salivary glands enter into the bloodstream. Now the bloodstream is having both. It is having erythrocyte, white blood cells, everything. But from here, it will not infect the erythrocyte spontaneously. It will infect the liver. Through the blood circulation, it will enter the liver and then it will infect the hepatic cells or the liver cell. Inside the liver cell, it will undergo asexual reproduction. Specifically, that asexual reproduction is multiple fission. So in the multiple fission, these sporozoites are formed, number of the sporozoites are formed, and then it ultimately the liver cell will burst. After bursting of the liver cell, it will go on infecting the other liver cell, and this is how there will be infection to so many cells of your liver. And you know, liver is a very important gland in your body. It undergoes detoxification, it produces bile juice, it is responsible for synthesis of vitamin A, D, K, it is responsible for the prothrombin like things, everything. So many things are done by the liver, and liver get totally affected with the help of these sporozoites. Now these sporozoites, when they are released, they enter into the RBCs, that is nothing but erythrocytes. Now they are said to be merozoites. In the red blood cell, they also follow the same process of multiple fission. What they do is, in the multiple fission, they infect the RBC. There will be number of the merozoites produced, and these merozoites are released into the bloodstream, and they are now able to infect the other RBCs. This is how they are going to infect so many RBCs, and that is why not only this, when they burst these RBCs, they release one product that is nothing but hemozyme, and that hemozyme causes chills and shivering because of, you know, if any person is infected with malaria, that person shows chills like behavior or shivering type action. So that is because of the hemozyme which is released by the erythrocytes. Okay. Now this merozoite, they are transformed into male and female gametophyte, which is known as schizotony. That condition is known as schizotony, with which it is transformed into male and female gametophyte. Remember, it is gametophyte, which is actually gamete producing body, not the gamete. Okay. Now this male and female gametophyte are already there into the bloodstream of malaria infected person. Now when any other Anopheles mosquito bites that human being, again this male and female gametophyte will enter into the body. Now those gametophyte will produce male gamete as well as female gamete. There will be sexual reproduction by the fusion of male and female gamete, and there will be formation of zygote. Okay. Now this zygote undergo multiplication to form sporozoites again. These sporozoites will enter into the salivary secretion of that mosquito. Now that mosquito is able to infect the new human. This is how the life cycle of the malaria or malarial parasite is completed, and this is how there will be communicative transfer of this malarial parasite, and that is how it is causing the disease. Okay. Now what I said is different types of the symptoms of malaria. What exactly are the symptoms? See, in the initial phase, there will be only headache and fever. Okay. And very small episodes of the chills. Okay. After that, the classical symptoms after around 7 to 15 days of the infection or incubation. See, there are different incubation period for the different variants of the Plasmodium, but general incubation period is 7 to 15 days, in which classical symptoms show cyclic occurrence of the high fever, then there will be sweating, then there will be shivering, and that episodes of chills, shivering, sweating, etc. that repeats after every 4 to 6 hours. So that is how is the classical symptoms. In some condition there will be vomiting or convulsions may occur. In some condition there will be arthralgia condition. What do you mean by arthralgia? There will be joint pain. Okay. And in some condition there will be hepatomegaly. What is hepatomegaly? Hepatomegaly is the condition where there is an enlargement of the liver. See, it is going to affect the liver cell. Ultimately, it will cause inflammation or edema-like condition in the liver. So that is nothing but hepatomegaly. In some condition, it causes retinal damage, eye damage, and in some condition, it is causing cerebral malaria. That is basically infection to your cerebrum. that is infection to your brain. Okay, so these are the symptoms. What are the diagnostic techniques that are performed for this malaria is, firstly the blood smear test is done to detect the presence of sporozoites in the blood. Then some nucleic acid amplification technique like PCR are also performed to detect the presence of this malarial parasite or infection in the human body. What you can say treatment is suggested? Basically ART therapy, ACT, that is adrenomycin combination therapy. So there are 5 different kinds of antibiotics and there are 5 different types of basically therapies are suggested to combat this disease, and it is very well possible to combat this in the initial days. In case of Plasmodium falciparum, it is somehow lethal, but in case of other species, it is very much possible to control this disease. So what prevention? See, we have seen how dreadful this disease can be, and we should avoid this. How we are going to avoid this is by some preventing measures. What we can do is avoiding insect bite like mosquito bites. So for that, what we can do is in insect or mosquito repellents we can use, insect sprays we can use, or you can use the mosquito nets, etc. Apart from that, there is one technique which is very much common and it is very much effective also, and that is nothing but the biocontrol methods. So in the biocontrol methods, what we are going to use is the gambusia fish, which is actually the one which kills or which feeds on the mosquito eggs and mosquitoes. So with that we can control the population of the mosquito. Ultimately we are going to able to prevent this disease causing malarial parasite. Okay, so this is how it is. This is all about malaria and the malarial parasite Plasmodium. Thank you so much everyone.